With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, Lori Loughlin is due back in court next week for a hearing about her role in the college admission scandal. She pleaded not guilty in April, but has recently had a little change of heart. She told lawyers she's prepared to negotiate with federal prosecutors. She could change her plea to guilty if they'd allow her to avoid prison time.
Is that downtown Los Angeles?
I don't. Well, the last one was on the East Coast, so I'm not sure.
It's a federal crime, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she was on the East Coast?
Yeah, and Felicity, too.
Oh, I didn't know. I saw
Fed...
them walking out of the courtroom and stuff, but I think
the feds were involved.
I didn't know they flew out.
Yeah, that was it Massachusetts?
I assume because USC's here and they're here.
Yeah, but this was international. This dude had his coast to coast.
They're at The Hague.
Interpol's involved. So she does have a suggestion on how she could stay out of prison. A source told Us Weekly, quote,
she pitching them?
She does have a pitch. Listen, this is her elevator pitch. Lori would accept home confinement with monitoring via GPS ankle tag, and she's willing to pay over $2 million for it.
Really?
Yeah. She said she'll pay a substantial fine, over $2 million. She paid $500,000 to smooth out the path for the daughters to get into USC, so maybe she's hoping a little more money will make a difference. And meanwhile, the news we've all been waiting for. This month, Penelope Ann Miller and Mia Kirshner, Lifetime movie, The College Admission Scandal.
Oh, really? Brilliant. A mother's nightmare.
A mother's nightmare!
That's right.
Turned into.
Always had a mother's nightmare.
Yep.
Next, Matt, where did they go to court last time?
Boston. Yeah.
Boston?
Brian, what team did you fake playing for to get into USC?
Weird.
You know what's funny? I did go to USC. I'm a USC grad. And this scandal didn't bother me at all because when I was there, we always knew that there were dummies overpaying to pay for my scholarship.
That's a nice way to look at it.
How it always was. There were dumb kids there.
You got a scholarship.
Yeah.
And now you won't even do your own pool.
I know.
So sad. What happened? What happened to that young boy?
Look, if I can get it for free, I'm going to get it. That's the bottom line.
What did you go there? What was the scholarship for?
It was an academic scholarship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where you hail from?
Maryland. I grew up in Maryland.
Wow. You go all the way from there to USC on an academic scholarship?
Yeah. Maryland was a great place to grow up. Yeah. Trees.
Jesus Christ.
Streams.
Was it just the weather, or were you wanted to be an actor, or what?
No, I mean, my extended family was from the Southern California area, and I wanted to go to film school, and it's one of the best film schools in the country. So,
Well, no, how dare you?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What, did you go to USC?
I did. I didn't go to film school, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people could get into the regular school and not get into the film school. I'm just explaining for Brian.
Oh,
that was me. No, I didn't apply to film school.
Yeah. But he got his master's in KEP school.
So we're hearing a lot of these stories come out lately, which I guess, I don't know, it's better optics. So I'm just going to highlight one of them. And there's been at least 3 or 4 in the past week. Police in Long Beach, California, believe they prevented a disgruntled hotel worker from carrying out another mass shooting. And a lot of these stories about prevention are really popping up now. Cops arrested 37-year-old Rodolfo Montoya at his home in Huntington Beach, where they say he kept several high-powered weapons.
He was a coach of that Little League team.
Yeah, he was on the clip.
Tucson.
Hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Police were tipped off by a coworker at the Marriott who said Montoya said he was going to shoot other workers and guests at the hotel. He's charged.
Let me say this.
Which Marriott was it?
The
probably Long Beach.
The very dangerous part about. Okay, so all right, I'm going to try to bring this around. Like, why all the shootings? Why all this? Why all the getting back at and all this kind of shit? Self-esteem movement fucked everything up. Self-esteem movement sort of makes everything about you. So it's like, this guy's pissed at his boss because his boss fired him. It's like, oh, you got fired because you're a fuck up, not because he's a bad person or anyone's a bad person. This fucking thing where we go, I'm not going to internalize anything. I'm going to externalize everything. And the extreme of that is, I got fired. Why? Because I was late a few times in a row and I was smoking a little weed in the back room. Like, okay, you got fired for a fucking reason. Everyone who employs people loves good workers. If you're at a fucking hotel or a restaurant or something and you got a Cracker Jack employee, you don't fire them for no reason. You keep them on and you actually bend over backwards trying to. But at some point, it becomes too much and you do fucking fire them. We're in this self-esteem movement. Everyone under 40 has this thing where it's like, I felt attacked. I felt ashamed. I felt he was putting me down. He was mean to me. He was attacking me. He was whatever. So, of course, if you feel threatened, if you feel attacked, if you feel like there was a vendetta, then the next thought is, well, what are you going to do about it? If you've got fired because you felt like you've got fired because you felt like you're a fuck up and you need to fix your fucking behavior, then there's no score to settle. That score resides in the fucking mirror of your mom's shitty apartment. But if somebody made you into this victim or hurt you or put a target on your back or was attacking you or all this fucking shit that we never stop talking about now that we don't realize is insanely dangerous because we keep turning everyone into victims. Well, when you're fucking victims and everyone's a Nazi and everything's a fucking Holocaust situation and everything's a concentration camp, well, that does say you got to fix it. You got to fucking fix it. The French resistance need to grab a gun and you got to fucking fix things. So this whole victimhood bullshit is causing a bunch of victims who have super high fucking self-esteem and who need to act on getting fired, even though I'm sure if we found the boss and we went, why did you fire this guy? He would fucking show you a laundry list of paperwork of why this dickhead needed to be fired. But their job is, I will now come in and shoot you.
To slice it even further, they can't deal with adversity. You know what I mean? They get told no at work, or they get fired, or what?
Bring a gun to school.
Yeah. It's like what they spin out. What are we going to do?
Right. Self-esteem movement's a fucking disaster.
Well, that definitely didn't come up in the article because Montoya is charged with possession of assault weapons, making a criminal threat. Police say he has no criminal history that would prevent him from purchasing weapons or doing anything. So maybe they need to look a little bit deeper.
It's going to be hard to enact any fucking stuff that makes any sense because there's always just no history of anything. Could have got a gun, could have whatever, could have, used handguns or whatever.
Do you think we should start incentivizing military school?
Or military service, at least.
The breakdown of like ROTC and playing football and organized sports and all that shit. Like,
football's a thing of the past.
Young men need that shit. They need that discipline. They need the hierarchy. They need a fucking commander.
Follow the leader.
No dad, no coach, no ROTC. That's just fucking unmoored young dudes. And they get angry and they get violent and they act out. Chicks are nice. They just cut on themselves.
Yeah, we act in, not out.
Overly, and become overly promiscuous.
Gina, say that again.
We act in, not out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And by the way, can I get you guys anything? Anyone need a top off on their beverage? Or
just go ahead and carve a swastika into your thigh.
You got it.
Be good.
That sounds great. Vince McMahon is making his second attempt to build a successful professional football league after the original XFL lasted about a season in 2001. Now the XFL officially announced team names ahead of the league's expected inaugural season in 2020. I have the list of nicknames after the cities were selected in December. So here is what it's going to be. It's going to be the Dallas Renegades, the DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks, LA Wildcats, New York Guardians, Seattle Dragons, St. Louis Battlehawks, and Tampa Bay Vipers. Anybody interested?
It's now that
tepid names.
Football season is starting, we don't need it anymore. It's kind of interesting how you have to, would have been Warriors or Indians or Chiefs or something, in the past, and we have to kind of figure it all out.
It's fictitious.
It's all going to be dragons now.
Did you go to any of the original ones? I went to the first game at the Coliseum, and He Hate Me was on the LA team. I don't even remember. Name was.
That's all I remember is He Hate Me was a DB or punt returner or something.
My friend had tickets to their whatever Super Bowl was, whatever their championship game was. And he's like, "You want to go?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Dude, it's good. It's history." I'm like, "No, it's not. This will not be something you'll be telling people about."
Is this like the Kiss League?
Similar.
Remember Kiss was doing that?
That's indoors. That's an indoor. So
right.
Like arena, it has a little bit.
You guys,
different,
you guys, to tell me if as football fans. And it's sort of, you become like a junkie with it, and then you need some methadone, like you just need a hit off something, like during the off season. And the NFL Network, and I remember when they were pitching it years ago, it's like, what are you gonna do in July? It's like, we got OTAs and we got the draft and we got injury updates.
Trades,
and then we start saying we'll do the Hall of Fame inductees and retrospective on Earl Campbell and stuff like that. The more, so what they basically were able to do is take this 4-month football season and make like rock soup out of it and stretch it out 12 months. Now that there's like a full-time NFL Network, which is the methadone channel that you can watch in July. I don't need the expansion NFL, not the expansion, but I don't need the arena leagues and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I can watch. Oh, they're running last year's Super Bowl. That was I was drunk, so now I'm sober. I mean, for now.
Watch it with a clear eye.
Because on at noon. But no, like I'm going to watch. I'll watch it. Oh, I forgot about that play. Or like whatever it is. Like you're sort of satiated and you don't really need we got to get out and watch a high school football game or something like that.
Were you asking? Because my specific answers might not be for everyone, but it works out well for me personally because I love movies as much as I love football. So when football culminates in a Super Bowl and it falls off right in the early February, that's Oscar season, man. That's
season.
Well, that's when the Oscar movies are coming out, the Oscar nominations are coming out, the big movies are in theaters. So for me, it works out well. So I can just kind of transition to my other love.
Let's ask the other Brian who has nothing to do all fucking day but go to matinees and spend his wife's hard-earned money. Do you feel the same way?
No, well, I think no, I don't actually. I don't feel the same way. I like movies year-round, but the thing about football is the reason they can keep doing these things is the gambling. Gambling money. It gives you something else to gamble on. As you talk about junkies.
You never gambled on the Oscars? Oh, buddy.
There's money to be made.
I got a whole new world to open up for you.
Yeah, you leave money on the table.
I don't have the budget for that.
She didn't allocate that.
Yeah, she didn't allocate
That's my income.
It's got to take her to dinner and have a sit-down conversation about opening up some credit lines.
That is some Bitcoin.
You put on that new negligee tonight. She got you for Valentine's Day.
Pretty yourself up.
You shave and have that come hither look. And I bet you get a little gambling money.
The answer is always yes.
Well, speaking of movies, just days after getting married, Dwayne Johnson was named the highest paid actor in the world, according to Forbes. Hobbs and Shaw star earned $89.4 million between June 1st, 2018 and June 1st, 2019, holding off a lot of Marvel actors. He really held off.
I've said it before. This seems like the title I'd want my son to have or me to have or anyone I love to have. But the better title is when they come out with the list of most overcompensated. It's like Sandra Bullock got paid $51 million, but her box office only totaled 22. It's like, that's the list.
That's the real hero.
Because I feel like Dwayne is earning it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He worked for this.
And also he's got I made $50 million, but what I make someone else, $500 million?
Right.
You know, Sandra Bullock or whoever makes the top of that list, they're like,
getting over.
I got 25 extra million in the bank.
I got a list of one that you want to be on. And this guy is... We're all fools. We're all fools laughing in the wind at Vin Diesel. Because Vin Diesel has cashed some big checks for those Marvel movies, the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy. He has said, someone do the count, because he has said something like 7 words total. I am Groot. I am Groot. We are is the only other word. As he said, it's 5 words. The guy's made $50 million. He's making $1 million a word.
I'm going to sound like my mom. School teachers get paid. Some of these people, they have to buy their own supplies.
He's got $10 million.
And then they have these classes are overcrowded. And he says, I am Groot. And he gets more than 100 school teachers.
Well, Mom, one time he did say, we are Groot.
Oh, he said we are Groot?
One time.
Okay. That's
one time.
I didn't know he said we are. Fuck.
So just in case you're wondering how the Rock's numbers break down, he does get $700K per episode of Ballers. So that is very helpful to the list. Here's the rest of the list. If you're interested, I'll go from 10 to 1.
Must be funny
really?
when you get...
That seems low. Is that like a passion project? I mean, everything else he's getting $10 million.
Oh, per episode.
Yeah. See, I see him I see The Rock getting the Ballers check going, what's this for? Ballers. Is that still on? Yeah, you're in it.
Yeah, you shot it last week.
Oh, okay.
I know I was... Did I shoot that?
Yeah, you shot it actually last week. The entire week. You were on location in Atlanta.
Oh, that wasn't Fast and Furious?
Well, we did it at the same time, actually. We did nights on Fast and Furious and days on
Hobbs and Shaw, was that...
that was the weekend before and pickups the weekend after. So you kind of,
Hobbs and Balls, you say it was called again?
This one was Hobbs and Shaw. The spin-off is going to be Hobbs and Balls. It's going to be you and a pair of testicles.
Showtime?
Fighting crime. No, that'll be theatrical. I know you got a very busy schedule. I'll draw a schematic.
Sunday's my cheat day.
Go crazy, man. You earned it.
All right, Hobbs and Balls. Either way, just back up that Brinks truck. Yeah.
So who else is on the list? Well, Will Smith at $35 million, Paul Rudd at $41 million, Chris Evans $43.5.
Ant-Man and the
Ant-Man.
Avengers. He was into huge. Possibly Ant-Man.
God, I would have never got to Paul Rudd.
Number 9, Bradley Cooper, $57 million. Adam Sandler, $57 million. Jackie Chan, $58 million.
Jackie Chan's still making money.
$58 million. Akshay Kumar, he's an Indian-born Canadian actor, does a lot of Bollywood films, $65 million. Wow. Robert Downey Jr., $66. Chris Hemsworth, $76.4, and Dwayne, $89.4.
God damn it.
That's a lot.
Pretty good.
School teachers don't have enough money the school
To buy
won't
glue.
pay for their. Yeah, I know. So what's the system we have? Wow.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
No, sir.
Wait a minute. All men?
All men. I don't like it.
Scarlett Johansson, get any of that?
I cry a
What's her-
foul.
Wait, what's her fuck? Didn't Captain America or whatever it is,
Brie Larson?
Yeah, Captain Marvel? Yeah, she was in 2 years.
And she had 2 this year.
Yeah. See?
Is that just a dude's list?
It's a dude's list just because they happen to be dudes. My mom, this reminds me,
it's not. There could be a. It's actors.
it's just it's just actors. My mom's friends with the Rudds because they're all from the same part of Kansas. She really should get back in touch with them.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Just
Yeah,
68
I would have
A lot of
never.
people
reasons.
from Kansas, the suburbs.
It's just because he doesn't look like $40 million or something.
regular dude.
He seems so regular.
That's his
Yeah.
appeal. Chris, what did Vin Diesel make for all the Marvel movies?
Everyone's reporting that he made for Guardians 2 $54 million.
Jesus.
God damn.
That's $10 million a word.
Well,
No, for
18.
one movie?
18 words.
Oh,
I know, at least
18 different words?
No, I said it was 18 million for the 3 words, but if you count "We Are Groot," then yeah.
But
that's only 5 words
Everybody else had to fucking go down to Atlanta for 6 months to shoot that shit. He probably
went to a recording
Santa
studio.
Monica. He went
Getting a
to
makeup
he
chair.
did say he had to record "I Am Groot" over 1,000 times.
Oh,
But to be fair to him, he mispronounced it 999 times. I am Root. No.
Vin,
I'm
Christ, I've been here for 5 hours.
Vin, you know how your name is?
It's one line.
Right. I am right. No.
I mean, I guess technically you are.
Oh, you are wrong.
No, I am Groot.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
That's the other movie, other franchise.
Sorry.
Just please repeat after me. I
live my life a quarter mile at a time.
You said that was very good when you said that, but we need to say I am Groot.
Living La Vida
Oh,
Loca.
son of a
I'm
bitch.
sorry. I need a break. Write it down. Oh, it is written down?
It's written down.
Teach me how to read.
It's wallpaper in the studio.
Yeah. It's all about family. So important. Well, it's about family and beating the shit out of people that threaten my family.
That's 5 words.
Those are my 2 things.
Well, diehard Apple fans are excited about the company's new titanium credit card. It comes with a problem that most Apple users are very familiar with. This sleek, minimalist-looking card, very sensitive to other materials and dyes, and therefore should be not stored next to anything else, and should be kept in a pocket or a bag made of soft materials. The website warns that leather and denim, things like that, could lead to permanent discoloration, and that placing this card next to other credit cards could scratch it and scuff it and screw it
I
up.
thought titanium was like super durable.
But it's Apple, so of course it's not.
Yeah.
It's meant to slip out of your hand.
Yeah, this is not a problem for Android users because you can only use it if you have an iPhone because it's built into the Apple Wallet app. But put it in your Royal Crown bag or something and carry it around because you can't put it in your wallet.
The only time I feel good about myself is when I go to the Home Depot in Glendale and I buy like 3 half-inch carriage bolts, and I pull out my black Centurion card, and the chick with her name written all festively on her own thing, she goes, "I've never seen one of these before." And I'm like, "That's right, baby.
That's right, sister."
Right. Because that's the Home Depot in Beverly Hills.
Ooh.
I see them all the time.
Yeah. Not over here.
But most of the time it backfires because they feel sorry for me. They look at the black card and they go, "Oh,
What happened?
Is this a WIC check?
yeah." Like, is this from the Bank of Hoven?
Your
What
boss,
happened?
Your boss give you this?
Yeah. They can't compute, and I think dress based on how I'm dressed.
Yeah.
I think in what I'm buying, I think they round down.
You know what? You just take it. Just go ahead and take it.
Yeah.
Things aren't going well for you.
Yeah.
Do you want
All
to
right.
apply for the Home Depot credit card while you're here?
They do ask me that. I'm always like, no. But I should take them up on it.
Yeah, you could be earning cash back or some points, screw
I know.
points.
That
good
check
points.
for $275.
All right, let's do one more.
All right. Well, I've been sitting on this for a few days because I'd like to do a whip around to see if you think this sounds delicious or horrible. A candy shop owner is selling a modified Oreo that sounds gross, but he's claiming it's amazing. Bill Kelly, he's the owner of Grandpa Joe's Candy Shop, a chain of sweet stores with 9 locations in Pennsylvania and Ohio. He sells a chocolate-covered Oreo, fine, with a thin slice of dill pickle in the middle. As crazy as this sounds, he promises it's really good. A hint of pickle, he says, not overwhelming. And if you're interested, he sells them in a 3-pack for $9.
I'm not an Oreo fan. I am a dill pickle fan,
There you
and
go.
I could see where this would work. I can sort of picture it.
Hold on, Gina said chocolate covered. You meant peanut butter covered.
Oh, peanut butter
right.
covered. I was looking
My
at
mistake.
it going, look, this
Thank
now,
you.
I'm in with the peanut butter now. You could start, there's many Girl Scout cookies you could start with and get a better jumping off point, but fine. My daughter and her friends had a brownie making party at the house the other week, and they made brownies. And they baked in a bunch of Oreos and then kind of decided it was gross and too much and too
Really?
whatever. Well,
if it's too sweet for a 13-year-old girl, it's bad.
well, the deal is just make good brownies. That's the moral of the story. Baking in Oreos to the brownies.
Gild the lily.
Yeah, it's this one I kind of get because they're going the pickle route. But I think there's a certain simplicity and a certain... I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for, but what a brownie is a brownie and a slice of pizza is a slice of pizza, and not everything is supposed to have a bunch of shit on it. You know what I mean? My whole thing in life is I don't need a piece of pumpkin pie with Heath bars crumbled up on it or whatever. I just need the best. Find me the best slice of pumpkin pie or key lime pie or lemon meringue pie or banana cream pie, and I shall enjoy that offering from the apple pan.
Best cheesecake, plain cheesecake.
Yes.
I don't like Oreo, cherry. I don't like any of that.
Yep. So,
That stuff is fine if you have a shitty slice of cheesecake and
That you're apologizing for.
You're apologizing
you're
for
dressing it up.
Yeah, let's just say you're at Porto's and you're asking your wife for permission to buy cheesecake, and she wants you to take a picture of it with the price because she doesn't trust you because she knows you're going to tack on 20%. You're going to
Get cash
gamble
back.
on Arena League
dude,
football.
I'll be Brian. Duh, hey, honey, it's Brian. Not bald Brian, the other Brian. Can I buy cheesecake?
That's right. She's going to get suspicious because she has the menu of Portos on her screensaver on her computer.
She's fallen for this one too many times.
Would you try this?
Yeah, I like the peanut butter part,
Yeah, of
and I
course,
like
the peanut butter
I
part.
like the pickle part, and I like that this guy stands by his product. I like that he goes, "Trust me, this is good."
Yeah.
I don't. Yes,
Of course, I'd try it, but they're just trying to get sweet and salty together.
Well, it's not even salty. It's tangy.
Well,
or
I'm saying at its ultimate element, pickles are salty, right? But there's so many better versions of sweet and salty. I can just I'll try
Well,
it. But
I'll never hate on putting potato chips on a peanut butter and jelly like we did in second grade. That's awesome. But this, I don't know, it has some zip that I'm not sure I'm comfortable with. But maybe we should try them. Order a 9-pack or a 3-pack or whatever it is.
the nanny. You can only imagine if I stayed home. My wife was at work all day, and I had a full-time nanny. But
right.
The judging that would be going on. My nanny was making the peanut butter and jelly for the kids, and I said, "Are they allowed to have peanut butter and jelly in the
At their school.
8th grade?" And they're like, "There's a special table to sit. You have to sit
In a
at
bubble?
a table.
In a hamster wheel.
Yeah, you have to sit inside. They have these. You ever see one of those weird inflatable car? There's car covers or motorcycle covers that are a big inflatable bubble.
Right.
You ever see those?
Yeah.
You park your motorcycle in instead of putting a cover on
like
it.
an igloo?
Yeah, you blow. You ever see those?
No, never once.
Oh, Max Pata. I don't know. Let's see. Type in inflatable motorcycle cover or something. It'll just show you literally create a sphere for your vehicle.
So they have to eat in a biodome.
They have a special table
Oh
to
my
eat peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly at. Yeah, it's like an
Wow.
inflatable bag.
You just have to eat before you suffocate.
Look at a snow globe.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know why a sheet or tarp wouldn't work, but for some reason,
not cool.
Yeah, it won't. What are those called?
So
Max,
if it gets knocked over, I guess, the impact.
I guess. What do they have a name for those things? Or you can tell us. All right, let's
capsule, car cover. I mean, I don't know if there's an actual name. It's just car capsule, motorcycle capsule.
Let's do one more, Gina.
All right. Well, Quentin Tarantino is about to become a dad for the first time. The Oscar-winning director and his wife.
Really?
Yeah, did you know, by the way, Israeli singer and model Daniela Pick, that's his wife, revealed they're expecting their first kid. The couple got married last November. It's his first marriage, his first child. He's 56. The couple met 10 years ago, and Tarantino said his work always consumed his life, which is why he never married until he was 55. He's previously said that he plans to retire from making films when he's 60, so he'll have plenty of time for parenting his, 4-year-old?
Well, this is funny. Yes, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I watched Hateful Eight full Quibi style last night. Mm-hmm. Now, what does that mean? Hateful Eight, I love Tarantino, and I love Hateful Eight, and many people that like Tarantino movies don't like that movie, but when you watch it, it's really good. Like, I love Kurt Russell is great, and Sam Jackson's great, and the whole thing, and the Stagecoach is great, and Goggins is great. Like, I like The Snow, whatever. I like that movie a lot, but either way, I was in the annals of fucking insanity. Remember I explained that nothing ever works? Like, I get the thing like Ed comes over to the house and he's like, well, you start thinking about 80s rock and it'll just come on all the speakers in the house. Like all that fucking home guys, and nothing ever works. Like nothing ever works.
You have to update everything all the fucking time.
So somebody else did something, before you, and
change
it's like
the setting.
Right. Okay. Here's what my goddamn TV is doing. The remote is not speaking to the TV. TVs, they won't put a fucking button on them anymore. You can't turn them on. So you have this remote, and if the remote's not communicating, then you can't turn on the TV. And there was like problems, like the TV's not speaking to the remote. And then it's like, well, you can get the Sony remote, not the universal remote, and turn the TV on, but you can't control it. You can just have it. It's just on. It's there. And it's like, okay. And so he came over to do some troubleshooting and blah, blah, blah. Here's what the remote is doing as of last night. It turns on the TV. You may watch the TV for exactly 6 minutes, and then the TV goes blank. When the TV goes blank...
That's haunted.
It's 6 minutes every time. When the TV goes blank, you hit the other button on the remote. There's DirecTV. There's
the input button.
You hit the other one. The other one, the only one that'll work is the camera. You hit the camera, you see the cameras. It's hooked up to the outside camera.
Security camera.
Okay.
You hit security camera, then you switch back to DirecTV, and you get 6 more minutes. And then it's back to... Now, you could pause it. You can walk out of the room. It doesn't matter.
Just any great director, any great auteur wants his films watched.
You get
6 minutes at a time.
minutes.
You watch A Clockwork Orange next?
Originally, I said, well, okay, this is DirecTV. I'll go over to Netflix where I can watch it uninterrupted. The exact same thing. You get 6 minutes. So I stumbled on to the Tarantino Hateful Eight.
4-hour movie.
4-hour movie. And we were talking about it. And I was like, I'm ready. So part 1 was 37 minutes, but it took me 3.5 hours to fucking get through it.
And it's all dialogue? You're trying to track
They're just sitting in a stagecoach.
That's right.
And I was talking to Nick Santora, who's writing a feature for Quibi. And I was like, it's a full-length feature in 10-minute chunks. And I was like, how does it work? And so he was explaining that, well, at the end of the 10 minutes or 9 minutes in, you have to have a little cliffhanger and then to bring people back.
Right.
Just watch this entire first act. I got from the snow-covered trail just to the inside of the cabin, basically. It took 3 hours. And I watched it all in 6-minute chunks because the TV's doing something. By the way, here's what I like. I don't get your garden variety, hey, the thing doesn't work. I've never heard of this from Ed. Like, this has never happened. Nobody has ever complained of this. This has never happened in the annals of whatever, but of course it's going to happen because it was all the promises. It's always going to work, and it never fucking works. No. But okay, I watched this whole first act this way, and it was sort of weirdly satisfying in that you would give yourself a little bit of time to think about and digest the stupid part that you just got done watching. There's like a weird break.
This is zippy dialogue.
I was thinking about Quibi and all that. Oh, how are you going to watch a full-length movie in 9.5-minute segments? I realized, it can work. It can work.
No,
just kind of stop. I do not suggest it for anyone. I would not recommend it to.
You wouldn't do it again?
As an exercise, as a folly.
But it was kind of interesting, and it was definitely foisted on me, and I didn't know when it was going to end. I just knew I had about 6 minutes. Yes.
Well, it seems like a great sketch. Adam Carolla is living his life, and then his TV goes shitwire every 6 minutes, and he has to deal with it. How I would have.
There's a way. There's a way. There's two ways to do it. You can be poised. Like you can have the remote in your hand and be in a...
Like the morphine trip. When the 7 minutes is up, you got to get through that 7 minutes to get the next trip.
You can be standing like a center fielder when there's a guy with a big bat who comes up that kind of, this guy's going to put some wood on this fucking ball.
Right.
Like you can be in that position and you can toggle to the cameras and then back and do it in about a second and be right back on it. But if you're going to get up and go to the bathroom or you're going to set the thing down and answer an email or something, you're going to get screwed. It's going to take a minute. We'll see if Ed has fixed this problem that no one I've ever met or heard of has ever encountered before. Yeah.
Congratulations.
But it did make me think about the Quibi model.
That's interesting.
And how it would be feasible.
Now you know.
Now I know.
You're the test group. You're the focus group.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just make content as compelling as Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
right.
You're good. That's the answer.
And you're
You'll be
good.
just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Joe Gage. All right. Let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. Woody breast.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.